Okay, cool. So, anyone that's watching this, this is Misty, and we're going to go through a normal call here, but she's had phenomenal results with massive pain, and she's gracefully allowed me to record this so it could help someone, you, if you're watching this anywhere around planet Earth that have been damaged by antibiotics. So we're just going to do our normal call. Okay. All right, cool. So tell me all the good news. I know you sent me the your little thing about your pain. So kind of give me an update and we'll take it from there.
Well, I'm really amazed at the turnaround because I couldn't get out of bed, and it's been almost a year to the date. Actually, a little over a year. So just this last month, just starting like your program, I've been able to get out of bed. For instance, I had to help my daughter move unexpectedly the other day, and that was really only a little bit of a setback, and not really a setback. Just my body wasn't prepared, because I have gone from being bedridden and completely out of shape to, really physically exerting myself.
I'll let you know, like, this is like incredible. Like,
Yes.
this doesn't happen like for everyone. I just want to make sure that's clear. Like this doesn't, you never know when these are going to happen, right? That's the thing. Like you never know. And I thought going into your case, you were going to be very, very tough because your labs came back like what I call pretty and clean, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't lit up like a Christmas tree. So, I try and gauge cases. I'm like, oh man, I think Misty's case is going to be a little difficult. So I just want to make sure I understand this. You were like literally bedridden.
Yes.
Confined to your bed for
yes,
over.
Could a chair, period. Could not even sit in a chair.
You could not even sit in a chair.
Couldn't hold myself up.
Like you were like laying in the bed. Like that's how it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know the extent of it. I knew you were bedridden. I didn't know it was that bad. Wow. And that was happening for a year.
Yes. I would start to get better off and on. I went through a little bit of physical therapy. They couldn't really help me. And nobody had any answers for me except for more testing.
Right. I understand that. And you've gone through like tons of testing, right?
Yes, I still have more coming up. I don't know that I'm going to continue.
Right. Yeah. I would cancel those appointments.
Right.
Okay.
And I really had a lot of damage to at one point I had 12 bulging discs. I have spondylolisthesis now, spinal stenosis. Anything that you can think of wrong with the back, I have that now. Wow. And I just was not strong enough myself even upright. But now I can.
Yeah, you look way better. Your complexion works better. Your facial muscles, like they're just more toned. Everything's completely different.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. That gives me goosebumps. So
thank you.
I set a program out and my thought process was, just so you understand, is because I knew you were bedridden. I didn't try and throw everything at you in the kitchen sink because it would just get too overwhelming. So maybe just tell us what were the biggest things that you did that you think really helped you.
Well, prior to contacting you, I had started watching some of your videos, and I was doing the IV drink, and it was helping. I was getting some energy, but there was still something missing. I knew there was still something missing because I was just hoping to be able to get out of bed. So that's when I contacted you, and I had no idea. I thought like the worst thing that I was eating was like chips here and there or some ice cream, having no idea that everything that I was eating was making me sick. Like mostly chicken, mostly I would eat leftovers. I would try to eat 7 cups of vegetables a day.
Okay.
Having no idea, just thinking I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't.
So just explain to us when you say you're eating 7 cups of vegetables and now you're not. What things did I recommend that you implemented in your like life?
You suggested the carnivorous diet with, some fruit, mostly like peaches, apples, pears. I seemed to feel better when I was eating peaches, apples, and only beef.
Mm,
I would have some sort of reaction because my face is still turning red here and there, but not nearly as bad as what it was. Like I was literally on fire from my head to my toes. And I had no idea that it was not just my environment, but also the things that I was eating. I think that really had a big role in what was going on.
yeah, hugely. I mean, I remember when you were on the phone, like your whole neck was like cherry red and your face was red. And this is only, I mean, so just to give people the dates, today's June 25th of 2024. And I sent this plan over June 6th,
Right.
2 weeks,
Yes. It's
2 friggin'
unbelievable.
weeks. Maybe more than that, maybe 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Prior
what,
to, I was always really in good shape, like good physical shape. But just this last year, I've gained like 30 pounds and lost all of my muscle tone just because I couldn't move without being in so much pain.
yeah, that's crazy. So what's like kind of give me an idea of like what's your breakfast like or what kind of foods you're eating because people would be interested in knowing what Misty's doing or what that looks like.
Well, I'm doing, oh, and that's another thing I changed with the drink because at first I didn't really like it. I didn't.
Hmm.
So I had to drink it once. I would drink it once at like, either in the morning or at night. And that
Okay.
would be, I would just be drinking water or coffee. And then I would eat only meat, but I was still eating like chicken or pork until I realized that was causing me to have like a serious reaction.
Mm.
Like I was really becoming really red. I could barely breathe. I had a runny nose. So then I just cut out everything and I just only eat like ground beef in the morning. For lunch, if I'm hungry, I'll have more ground beef or like chuck roast or a chuck
Wow.
steak for dinner. So just an alternating. That's it. That's
That's
the only thing.
awesome.
And I did have the night that we had to move my daughter. We just out of pure exhaustion, we ate pizza, and
Oh, you got a flare.
it was terrible. Yet I was straight back to the bed, and that was not yesterday, but the day before. So I know that that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because when people recover, there's always life is full of temptations, right? I mean, we're all victim of temptations, and it's like people will recover, and then they're like, "Shit, I just had to have that cake," and then they have the cake, and then they're on the toilet for 2 weeks, and they get flare, and that's the last time that they've ever had a cake, So it just all comes down to like what's your tolerance level and how that desire to have something is it can break people for sure just because that's the human spirit kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, because I didn't realize even how much that I really enjoyed just eating vegetables or eating avocado or I had no idea like about a antihistamine list of foods that that some people might react to,
Yeah,
like my. So it just really sent me down a hole, spiraling into another hole.
yeah, that's incredible, Misty. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Yeah, I try and tell people like vegetables. Tell people that vegetables are poisons and they have poisons in them, and they look at you and they question you, and because it goes so much against the grain. But like you're the proof, right? Like this is why this is so like you're gonna make such a huge impact on this on people with this video is like the proof's in the pudding. Like I can recommend things, but you got better, and I can tell you like there's a lot of other people since I've been doing that have gotten much better quicker. And now you can like you're not going to have to live in a freaking bedroom your whole life. That's like you're too young for that.
I know. And it's really hard mentally to go from being able to do anything that you want. anything physically to,
Mm-hmm.
and to not being able to do anything, even care for yourself,
Yeah,
to
you
be the
could.
burden on your family.
Yeah, for sure. How did you initially get injured or damaged?
I never put the pieces together. I thought at first, my boyfriend, he works for the automotive industry, so he got COVID, but I never tested positive for COVID, but I was really sick. So, I went to the emergency room and stuff, didn't test positive, ended up back in the emergency room with a sepsis. I had a kidney infection.
Ah,
I never had a kidney stone before, so it didn't make any sense to me.
mm-hmm.
And I only found out a couple of months ago that that was my first time being given Levaquin.
Ah,
And then I kept getting, I would hurt my back after that or my neck. I'd end up back at the doctor's. I'd have another kidney infection, another round of ciprofloxacin. And
oh,
it's just going on for years.
how many rounds did they give you?
It's been going on for 4 years. I've had at least 4 doses. I've had 3 doses of ciprofloxacin that I know of. And I also had the Levaquin.
Wow.
So that's 4 right there.
Yeah,
And it's so scary and so overwhelming to see what happens to so many people and wonder, is that all that's really in store for me now? Just from not knowing. And nobody told me. Nope. I feel like the only way someone should be able to give you a medication like that is to have a couple doctors in the room or a doctor and a nurse, and you've got to sign some paperwork stating that you understand the consequences of what could happen if you're going to be given this.
yeah,
I understand there's emergencies, but those last 3 times they were not.
yeah.
Being sepsis is one thing.
Right. No, I get. Yeah, there's always something like a life emergencies that you got to handle for sure.
Right. But you're really altering people's lives. And when I asked my doctor, could this be what's going on with me? Every doctor that I've talked to has literally acted like I'm crazy, but I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I say that's fine. But at the end of the day, I've got to have someone help me get back to my car so that I can make it home.
Right.
Because I can't get myself here. And then I'm stuck in, and it just didn't go anywhere, obviously. But
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So congratulations, man. That's awesome.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just a couple of other questions here in your plan. Did you ever get the Chi machine?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And
I do have
then,
that every day.
all right. So let's kind of go over this and look at your plan because, the Chi machine. So I recommended the Chi machine and then the massager for your gut.
Yes,
And
I
then,
do that.
and then red light therapy. So just kind of tell us your experience with that and how that has been going.
I had a red light therapy prior to this, and I had been using it on my back because it was so bad. I think the Chi machine really helped, like, even further than the red light, just using the red light, because my legs and ankles had gotten so swollen and my tendons were so swollen all the way on the outside of my legs up to my knee that I couldn't walk. It was really unbelievable. And nobody really knew what was wrong. But after using the Chi machine, I think I only had it for a week when I was finally able to get out of bed again.
Wow, that's insane. I mean, it just goes to show you, I think like when people are bedridden or have a hard time walking, I mean, you're not getting like the blood flow, the lymph flow, and just the energy flow when you use the Chi machine. Like when you use the Chi machine, just describe it. What's the feeling that you get when you actually use it?
It's really relaxing. I've always been kind of a type A personality, really this last year's really about killed me. So I'm not used to sitting in one place, but I've learned to meditate. And if I try to meditate while I'm doing it and just get in a really relaxed, just to calm everything down, to try to calm down my vagus nerve, calm everything down, just kind of block everything else out. That's when I feel like I get the most benefit from it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, that's awesome. And then initially here, you put like brain fog. How's been your brain fog?
it's getting so much better. It was so bad that I really felt like I had had a stroke. And I went to the doctor to find out if I had a stroke because I couldn't come up with words. I know I'm still not there 100%, but it is so much better.
Wow.
You
I mean, give me my hair's standing up on my arm here. I mean, that's insane.
But it's really humbling because you get to a point where you don't want to have a conversation with someone because you know that you're not making perfect sense or you're not sounding the way that you want to sound or maybe being able to come up with the words that you need to describe what's going on with you. It's really scary. But then to be able to make such a difference in just a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And then you had some vision issues too.
Those are still there.
Okay.
That haven't changed yet. I'm hoping. I'm not giving up hope.
Well, we're only 2 weeks in. We got a long time here.
Right. We got a whole year's worth of damn 4 years. So.
Okay, cool. All right. That's awesome. So, what about here? Did you do like the Epsom salt baths? And did you eat something at night for like just to kind of monitor your blood sugars?
Yes. And I was doing that because I think what was happening was I was waking up around 3 or 4 in the morning. A lot of times, but that seemed to have stopped. I'm not having that problem anymore. But every night before bed, I do take the Epsom salt bath. And that really helps, especially for my back.
Yeah. So this is another critical point because a lot of people, if they're not eating enough protein, so you increase their protein. If they're not eating enough protein, then their sugar levels drop at night. Then they wake up and then they're always waking up at like 3 a.m. And then your body can never recover. And you're just stuck in a cycle of always waking up at 3 a.m.
Yes. Yep. I was in that cycle. Yep. And sometimes longer than that, because I don't fall right back to sleep. I'm up, but not anymore. That has stopped. Thank God.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. All right. So, I would like to, here's what I think we should do. I think because we're on such a winning streak, you don't really want to mess with things. And I think just getting this protein in your body is going to rebuild your protein deficiency that's been happening for such a long period of time. So I don't think we should do anything. I think we should have another call in 3 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, we can see where we're at. And then I would like to add a few other things, like, a couple of things that stand out is, like cell membrane health, like fish oil and maybe some phosphatidylcholine to start helping the cell membrane. But I don't think we want to do that yet because, you're killing it in only 2 weeks.
Thank God. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Do you have anything else to add here, Misty?
Just 2 things I was going to add.
Yep.
I've also been doing cupping, the little, yep.
Okay.
I'm doing that on my back and also using a gua sha.
So cupping on the back, did you get one of those on Amazon that you kind of like pump the air out of it?
Nope. These are just little handheld. The rubber one, I got them on Amazon.
Okay.
But I'm on my back just to get the blood flowing into that area.
Okay, that's good to know. And then what was the other thing that you mentioned? I don't know what that is.
It's a little, it's a handheld, like a stone, and you just scrape it. You just scrape your muscles anywhere. If you're scraping your muscle and it's showing up like red, then you have like some inflammation there.
Yeah. Okay.
So my back, I've done it on my legs and my ankles.
Okay.
Just
can you send me that link? I'd like to see that.
Sure.
Because maybe it's something I can add in my toolbox. So how often are you doing the Chi machine right now?
Every day.
Every day. Okay. In the morning, or are you doing it twice a day or just once a day, or?
Sometimes I do it twice. At first I just started in the mornings, but now I do it in the morning and at night.
Okay, cool. All right, very good. So I don't really have anything to add to your case right now. I think we should continue as is, and you're crushing it, and your video is going to make like a huge impact on people. Do you have any other questions for me at all?
Um, no,
Anything
no,
about your program or anything like that?
I'm really happy with the program. I think it's going great.
Yeah.
And I tried a carnivore diet before.
And what?
I would have never gone on a carnivore diet without that. I would have been like,
Yeah.
no.
It took me like lots of books to read it and went over it and over and over it. And like I was telling you, I've been doing it since January. So today's June. So what, 6 months, and it's helped me out tremendously too. So it's just a matter of getting over your old fixed ideas. And I'll tell you, people are really, really, really fixed on vegetables. And like when you're sick, you always think vegetables are the answer. So when people come to you, they're like, what are you eating? I'm eating spinach and kale and broccoli. And it's just like this accumulation of vegetables over and over and over. And then they're sicker and sicker and sicker.
Yes. Like I didn't have the strength. It's just amazing to me. Like really, that's the way we're supposed to be eating, I think, and not the other stuff.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, cool. I'll schedule you in 3 weeks. And then you don't need to keep your blood sugars anymore because those were like perfect.
Okay, cool.
Within normal. And then your blood pressure was good too. So, I mean, just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on eating the protein. And then in 3 weeks, I'll have a call. Then I'm going to want to just add a few elements, I think, where for like more like neurology kind of components and fish oil and those kind of things.
Okay. Thank you so much, really.
Ciao, ciao. You're awesome. You're doing a great job. And Misty, you're going to make a huge impact with this video on people.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.